Hi once again everyone. We are still in section 1.2, the combining functions part of that section. And right now we're looking at a very important way to combine functions called a composite function. So composite functions notation can either be f with this open circle, little circle g, that is read as f composed with g. And its definition is such that, okay, it's a function, it's a singular function. So f composed with g of x is equal to f of the function g of x. In other words, you take g of x and everywhere you see it, you plug it into the function f of x everywhere it had an x. Okay, so how does that work? So let's look at example 5. So let's say we have f of x is equal to x minus 1 and g of x is equal to 1 over x plus 1. If I want to look at f composed with g of x, then I look at f of g, and then of the function 1/2. So of x equals 1/2. So f of g of 1/2. In other words, I take 1/2 and I plug it into g of x first. So g of 1/2, I plug that into here, I get 1 over 1/2 plus 1. That is 1 over 3/2. When I divide by a fraction, I invert and multiply, so that's 2/3. 1 over 3/2 is the same as 2/3. So this is the same as f of 2/3. Plugging in 2/3 into x for f of x, I get 2/3 minus 1, which is equal to minus 1/3. Okay, so you can kind of see how that worked. Now if I want to look at g of f of 1/2, I first have to look at f of a half. So plugging in 1/2 into x for f, I get 1/2 minus 1, which is equal to minus 1/2. That means I want g of f of 1/2 is the same thing as g of minus 1/2 because f of 1/2 was minus 1/2. So 1 over minus 1/2 plus 1 is 1 over 1/2, which is 2. And then if I look at in general what these functions look like. So f of g of x, that means take g of x and plug it into x for f of x. So g of x is 1 over 1 plus x. I'm sorry, 1 over x plus 1. I plug that into x for f of x. So I get 1 over x plus 1 minus 1. So if I want to combine this into one fraction, then I have to look at x plus 1 as being my common denominator. It means I multiply this 1 by x plus 1 over x plus 1. So I get 1 minus x plus 1 over x plus 1, which simplifies simply to minus x over x plus 1. Likewise with g of f of x, I take f of x and I plug it into g of x everywhere I see an x. So then I have 1 over x minus 1, which was f of x, plugged in for x into g of x, plus 1, which turns out to be 1 over x.